about, as you just heard from Araxia, is money. It's a big concern for people these days, especially because there's no certainty of what happens when you get out of school. So you're faced with these big decisions that can impact your financial futures when it comes to credit card bills and student loans. Today, we are keeping it sensible. Cor Harlan is in the studio filling in for Mike Donahue, and he's got some do's and don'ts for these college students. Hey,
right. Hi, Priya. You know, a lot of times when these kids go off to college, this is their first time really dealing with money, and to help us navigate those rocky shoals a little bit is Ron Sloy of the Certified Financial Planners firm here in downtown Portland, Sloy, Dahl Holst. Thank you for being here.
You're
welcome.
welcome.
The way, you and I have been talking about this a little bit. The college-bound student goes to school, and almost right out of the gate they get these credit card offers. Give us some of the pitfalls that this can entail. I mean, there's a ton of them, aren't there?
Well, Cora, there's a lot of pitfalls for credit card balances. I would recommend to anybody that opens a credit card up that they want to be able to pay for those purchases within 30 days. So often you'll find people carrying a credit card balance and not reading the fine print, and there's 15 or 28% interest that they're carrying on those cards.
Some website I read today says that a lot of college students will use credit cards to sort of extend their lifestyle and not necessarily for educational purposes. You find that happening a lot?
It's needs versus wants.
Right.
And the credit card companies actually prey on the 18-year-old or 20-year-old kid that's going to college right now, because they know those kids are going to carry balances, and they actually don't want those kids to pay those balances off.
This is a test.
This is a
put
test.
Them through a test, right?
Exactly. This is a test to see how they're going to handle credit for the first time.
Budgeting is also an important thing. We're about a minute left or so, but give me a sense for it. And this is also a first time for a lot of college-bound kids to put budgets together. How do they do that?
Well, one of the things that they should do is, this is the first time, like you said, that they should sit down and figure out what their expenses are and what their discretionary income is, if they have any. One of the things that is interesting for college kids to look at is what they spend at Starbucks. Starbucks, $3 or $4 a day. Well, you figure that out, that's extra 80 to 100 bucks in a month, and that's a lot of money to a college kid.
Domino's Pizza, Starbucks, it all adds up. That dorm food's not terribly bad either.
I hate a little bit of that dorm food.
Wasn't it U of O anyway, 25, 30 years ago. Ron, thanks very much for coming in today. A lot of kids going back to college could use a lot of this information. Hopefully they got some of it here. Priya?
Thank you for...
Thanks, Cor.